Easy. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dirtnation Off-Road. So today what we're doing is installing our brand new Overland Cargo Rack on our Toyota Tacoma. Now, for those of you that are wondering, yes, we used to have an Overland Cargo Rack. Now, that was a prototype that we got from Westin. Kind of like a, hey, go test this out, go beat it up, go do your thing. And then we're going to make sure you get another one later with the proper badging and materials and hardware and everything like that. Which brings us to today. So, old rack is gone. It's found a new owner. And this brings us to our two new boxes. Now, I couldn't wait, so I went and opened them up a little bit. But I'm going to start unboxing these, kind of show you what's in here. But if you go and order your own Overland Cargo Rack, you're going to get two boxes right here. So that's the rack base and then the rails. I already started opening up some of that stuff, but we're going to go dump all the hardware over there, look at the instructions, and then start installing it. Should be pretty straightforward. Bolts into your rails here. Should be these doohickeys. And then that's about it. Got all our hardware laid out. We got 16 of the smaller washers. I think this is an M8. Then you have M10 washers, another 16. And then 16 of the smaller bolts, 16 of the larger ones here and here. And then nuts and bolts for both. And then you have these plates, which actually go inside the rack, hold it all together. And then this is for the rail system. So we'll show you how to use those. But everything's included in the box, and then you have the instructions itself. And if you look at the instructions, take a look right there. That's your Toyota Tacoma. That's pretty dope. Makes me happy. Makes me happy seeing that. Pretty crazy stuff. But first we have the upright rear driver. So we're gonna go rear driver, front driver, rear passenger, and then front passenger. Bunch of support bars. So I'm gonna get all this stuff opened up. I'm actually gonna lay something down so we don't scratch the rack. We'll leave the scratching to the trails. So we'll be right back. There it is. Okay, starting off with our first piece. So what you have to do is these two bolts right here. This is the little plate. It'll slide inside right here behind, and then you have a nut and a washer that'll go and then hook up to that. Now, this is going to be one on each side, and you can see with this plate, there's adjustments, right? So you can go these two, or you can pick these two. In our case, I think we're going to pick the two inside ones because this isn't a very narrow bed. And honestly, I already measured it, so I know what to do. What we'll do is we'll line it up so that the two last holes will line up on there. You have a plate, and then nut and washer each side. So this is just a number metric 6 for Allen's. Slide the plate behind right here, line it up, and make sure we bolt that sucker in. That's one, and then two. Easy as that. Slide that one in, same thing. That's one. And then number two. We're not gonna tighten it yet because I want it to be able to move so that we can adjust it on the bed as we need to. Same thing, it's able to adjust. So I'm just gonna line it up with the Tacoma's bed rack, or the bed. Make sure the rails fit. So that's one right there. So this is how that one will look right there, except this is the front. Good to go. Now here we are towards the front of the bed. What I'm gonna be doing is putting in the studs onto the rail system that bolts this into place. Now there's two ways you can build this rack. You can build it on the floor and you assemble the entire rack and then have a friend help you lift it onto the bed. Or if you're in my case, you're by yourself because Sheriff had to go do something else. You can build it little by little on the bed itself. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. Now, what we'll do to hook this up, you have your little studs, and these will just slip onto the rail system. You slip that on there, and then it'll go like that. So you have two of them. You got 1 and 2. Now it's a little tricky to get it past the bolt there, but once you get it past the bolt, it's easy money. So we'll just slip this over, Make sure we can get these into the hole. And that's 1 and 2. Slip your washers on. And then your nuts. Now, same as always, we don't tighten anything until we're completely done. We'll move to the other side, do the same thing. Okay, on to the next side. Just give that a little jiggle till it comes past the bolt. Same thing here. Oh, come on. Don't give me trouble. There we go. Come on, come on. I know you want to. Come on. It's like right there. Phew. There we go. Come on. Thank you. All right. Line these two up. See? That's why you have adjustments. There we go. See, takes a little work, but easy peasy. Washer, washer, and nut, and nut. There. That's good to go. There's one piece of the bed rack. Gonna assemble the other side, put it right here, and then we'll start doing all the stuff that goes across. Got our plate. We'll stick it through there. Hold it with the thumb. Got one. Bong, son. So we'll just scoot this over briefly so that we can slip this in. Let's see how hard this is. Really takes some finessing. Oh, come on. Now you have to keep in mind, I don't have the factory bolts in the bed. I replaced them with some Ace Hardware ones. I guess they're a little bigger because this should just fly right in. Thank goodness. 3 more. 3 more. Huh? There it is. All right. Okay, next side. Oh yeah. You. Next. 1, 2. Woohoo! That's pretty much done. Let's get it. Okay, second one is on now. Everything's loosely bolted together. And then now we're gonna put on these side ones, as well as these ones. Next we'll put on the rail pieces. Now these rail pieces, they go on with the engraved mountains on the back side. Well, they'll go on like this, pretty much, bam, like that, with putting bolts in a washer into those 2 holes. Let's get it. So it'll go just like that. So this one, what I did was I just scooted the rack all the way forward, lined up the 2 bottom ones, and then the top ones lined up naturally. And then over here, you just had to move this, scoot this back and forth to match up right there. But like I said, you want your mountain thing on the back side, and then badging will be right here as well as on the other side. And then you're gonna have badging right there in the back for everyone to see. And then quick correction, the clip I just showed had the washers inside there. I realized I didn't have enough washers to do the top part, so I looked at the instructions. You're actually not supposed to put a washer on these. The bolt is already built in on the inside, and I guess you just don't need a washer. Plus it's gonna look cleaner that way anyways. Bam, this side done as well. Just a bolt, no washer, and then engraving on the back side, bolted up on both sides. There it is. So up next, we're gonna do these top pieces. This is real simple. Now what's cool about these is these are adjustable, so you can go really outside, or you can continue to go inside. I'm gonna pick the 2 inner ones because I end up mounting my tire on the top, and then we'll go from there. So mine will come probably right there. But this will be nut and bolt with the washer, nut and bolt with the washer, 8 of them in total. So we'll just go and mount those. And just like that, we're all done. This thing's solid. So tighten every single nut and bolt. Now the good thing is all the nuts that they include, they have the little ridges on the bottom, so they're kind of like self-tightening. So as long as you like put them snug, they'll start to tighten on their own to where you don't have to like hold a freaking ratchet on the bottom or anything like that. But I'm really liking how this thing looks. Now, even though it's pretty much same as the prototype model, a couple things to point out. Obviously the engraving, you know, the badging, that stuff gives it a nice little accent, kind of a little bit of a detail there. Looks pretty good. But the other thing that I really like is the hardware. So, you know, prototype models, they're testing out hardware. You know, they don't really know like what they're going to use quite yet. With this, the model, you know, the hardware is 100% clean, looks good, everything fits, tightens up. It's just way more well-rounded. You can even see down here, those look good. Everything's pretty nice. Definitely like the rack. So we'll be mounting the spare tire up there tomorrow for this weekend's run, and then we'll probably put a high lift on this side. And then I actually sold my Max Tracks, or my fake Max Tracks, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna put on this side quite yet. But we'll see, we'll go from there. So there it is, all done. That's a quick install of the Westin Overland Cargo Rack. Now, they make this for the Jeep Gladiator as well as the Toyota Tacoma. Now, Tacomas, I think it's 2nd and 3rd gen, short bed and long bed. So pretty good options there. And then I think they are making it for the ZR2 in the near future, so stay tuned for that. We will link it down below so you guys can pick up one of your own. But very easy to install this thing, and a lot of utility that it brings to the table. Just follow the instructions and all that stuff. And always shout out the Tacoma when you see it on the instructions. Good stuff. But we're all done here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon. You can also hit us up for shirts at dirtnationoffroad@gmail.com. But other than that, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.